Hello and welcome to the Prosperous Musician, where we talk about music, money and marketing. 2020 is now well underway, and I hope that you have been setting some goals to aim to achieve this coming year, or maybe the next 2 years, the 5 years or 10 years. But this video isn't about goal setting specifically. I'll go into a bit more depth on that in another video. This video is about why you will fail even if you've set goals. Now, this isn't meant to be a negative message. It's to let you know that there is something very important that you need to hit your goals, especially if you're a solo performer or a solo producer, basically if you just work on your own, if you're not with a band or a group. But before I reveal what that something is, I'd like to ask you a question. So, the goals that you have been setting, are they smart? In other words, are the actions that you're doing smart? Now, SMART is an acronym. You've probably heard it. You may have heard it many times. If not, well, I'll tell you what it is. It's S is specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is relevant, and T is time-bound. So, without going into too much about that, I'll give you 3 examples of how that could sound in a music kind of related goal or action. So the goal would be, so if your goal was to get 5 reviews for your new album or single, then a smart action might be, I will submit my album or single to 30 new blogs or YouTube channels per month for the next 3 months starting today. So you can see how specific, measurable, achievable that is, because if you're just doing, if you're sending 30 to 30 per month, then that's just 1 a day. So I mean, that's achievable, isn't it? You could do even 60 a month if you did 2 a day. So you can see how that starts to be more specific. The goal, another goal might be to get a support slot. So if you're a solo performer, you want to get a support slot, and you want to be the opening act for a bigger band. But before you get that slot, before you get that opportunity, you need to make sure you're ready. So your actions could be that you will practice your set, whether it's a 45-minute set, 3 times per week for 2 hours at a time for the next 4 weeks. So that would mean that the next step then would be to get to apply for the gigs. Now, you see how that works? So you're getting ready before you get the opportunity there. Or if you already feel you're ready, maybe then it would be a case of, like the first goal, it would be applying to different gigs or different artists or managers, 30 a week or 30 per month, whatever it is. Another one might be, which is my goal actually, to reach 1,000 subs in 12 months, subscriptions. So that could be to YouTube, it could be to your own thing, it could be for Patreon, whatever your platform is. So your goal could be, if you're a solo singer-songwriter, could be, I'll write 2 new original songs, record them live on your camera, then upload them onto YouTube every week, starting this week for the next 12 months. So you can see how clear and specific that is, and measurable. So this helps you get crystal clear on what you're aiming for, and is essential preparation for the next step. Now, if you don't know, if you don't know what you're doing, and then why you're doing it, then you're wasting valuable time and energy. So, have your goal, or 3 goals, as I've given an example there. I mean, I personally like the power of 3, and having 3 goals to work on is a great way of keeping you moving the needle in different areas without getting overwhelmed with too many goals. I mean, for me, I like 3 is the magic number, as De La Soul said. And I think it's the most you need. Any more than that, you're going to get overwhelmed. Any less than that, maybe you're not moving the needle as much as you could. So it could be 3 goals like I've done there. It could be like an online goal. It could be a performance goal. It could be a sales goal. So you've got 3 different areas there. I'll leave that up to you. So once you've achieved one or all of them, then you simply just create new actions and new goals. So anyway, however, this is the part where a lot of people start to fail, because it's not that they haven't set SMART goals, and I'll give you some examples there if you haven't already done yours. But can you guess why you might fail, even with your goals written down? Well, I'll tell you, it's to do with support. You see, a lot of people go off with their goals, they get some good progress, then you either hit a wall, or get distracted, depleted, or disillusioned, and then think, oh, well, it's not going to work, it's not going to happen, what's the point? And then you change the goal to something easier, or even worse, just give up completely. But, it doesn't have to be like this. And the answer is very simple, if you might have worked it out already. The answer is to get support. Now, if you're on your own, if you're a solo singer-songwriter, producer, and that's even more essential. If you're a part of a group or a band, you might already have the support within that. So that's why I'm aiming it specifically at people who are kind of really on their own, solo performers or producers. So it's essential you get someone who can be your accountability partner. It doesn't have to be an expert, but someone you can trust, and someone who is available to receive regular daily updates on how you are progressing. You might be thinking, well, that's great, Spence, but where do I find such a person? Well, you've probably got a lot of them already on your Facebook. So an average person's got about 150 Facebook people, friends. So maybe reaching out to those, if you're on whatever platform you're on, putting out a shout out saying, hey, looking to anyone fancy buddying up on some goals, or you could just be direct, just go towards somebody who you think maybe who's someone a bit more ahead of you in terms of in the business, or somebody you admire, or somebody who you feel attuned with, and ask them, just say, look, this is what I want to do, or these are the goals I want to achieve. Would you be willing to work with me? And I'll tell you how that looks for me. I mean, I've got an action buddy or two, and it just means that you can support each other. So the way I do it is I have a simple 30-minute phone call twice a week with on a Monday and on a Friday, and basically we share for 10 minutes each what we're doing, what our goals are and our progress, and just anything else that's relevant to that. And then we allow a little bit of time then for the other person to feedback and say, well, what I think is that, or have you tried this, or that kind of thing. And then the other person does it, and then I would be the listener, and I would suggest something as well. So it takes about 30 minutes, and then that's done. And then I've got the goals. And then each day, each weekday, Monday to Friday, I text or WhatsApp 3 goals, again, power of 3, to my action partner. And then at the end of the day, I say how I've done on those goals. And then that's it. That's simply it. So if I do all 3 goals by the end of the day, brilliant. I can go to bed happy. If not, for some reason I've missed one of them out or didn't get to do them completely, I just simply roll that goal over to the next day. So if on Monday I hadn't done all my 3 goals and I needed 2, then on Monday I wouldn't have 4 goals. I'd still have 3, but I'd just put that one I didn't do as number 1. And then I'll just put another 2 goals on there, okay? And if I didn't do all 3, and you just roll all 3 over. So again, just keep it to 3, keep it simple, and it really is that simple. And it saves a lot of money on life coaches. Now, there's nothing wrong with life coaches, and if you can afford one, then get one. But certainly, this is a great way of getting started. It's an inexpensive way, and the rewards are many. For me, I've noticed that if you have support, and it just gives you that extra kind of energy, and it keeps me accountable, because I'm a little bit competitive, right? So if I hear that my action partner's really steaming ahead with his goals or her goals, and is getting things done, then it makes me think, well, hold on, I need to do mine. Or alternatively, it can be the other way around. If they're not doing very well, I can think, well, actually, I'm doing better than him. So it can be a bit of an ego thing, but that's okay if it's used in the right way. If it's used to motivate you, whether it's trying to outdo somebody or not outdo them, but if it's trying to, if their energy is inspiring you, whether it's good energy or bad energy, then that's good for you, isn't it? And of course, try it out. It might work with that person, it might not, but don't let that put you off. It doesn't work with the first one, then get another one. And you might want action partners for different areas of your life. So you might have a music action partner, and I've got also an action partner for rest and relaxation, because I'm self-employed. I find it very hard to switch off, and everything I do, I think it has to be like a work-related thing, and that's a very quick way to burn out. So I've got an action partner where my goals are a bit softer than the work one, so it might be just to relax for 30 minutes, it might be to read my novel, reading for fun and leisure for half an hour. It might be to get a massage, it might be to to exercise for 30 minutes, it might be to have a nap, whatever it is that's looking after me and my self-care. Then I can use those goals, and that keeps me accountable. And also hearing his goals are great as well, because it gives me ideas as well, because sometimes I run out of ideas in things like that. So there's no downside to this, and if you are stuck for a buddy, then please feel free to use me. You can leave your 3 daily goals in the comment section down below, and maybe in the action of doing that, other people on this channel, in the community, you might be able to find an action body that way. Or I'm happy to sort of reflect and to comment on your goals as well, if that's what you want. So let's all help each other, let's all rise together, because we can't do it on our own. I know I can't do it on my own. I need help, I need support, and I need that every day, because these goals, if they're big goals, then you don't just go from day 1 to day 2 and then they're done. It's a series of little tiny steps done daily until you get there. That it's little baby steps, and I need a lot of motivation, a lot of support along the way. And I if it's just down to me, I find it very difficult. So make it easy on yourself, get some support, make it fun as well. It could be setting yourself little challenges, and also celebrations, for when you do hit your goals. You can share your celebrations with that person as well, or even plan your celebrations. That could be, even get an action partner to think of celebrations for your goals. You can be as creative as you like with it. So I hope that was helpful for you, and I hope this year 2020, this new year, is going to be the one where you smash it, where you get an action partner, where you're making big strides towards your goals. And I'd love to hear your progress. Drop your comments in the section down below. Please consider subscribing and sharing with this if you got some juice out of it. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.